Knockout match is always special at every age level, and we've just witnessed the first of two semifinals today in the Concacaf Boys U-15 Championship League C here in Willemstad, Curaçao, between Martinique and Suriname. Suriname playing two games in the group stage, winning both of them with a total of 8 goals, and they went in search of an early goal in this one. They had some shouts for a penalty early on there that were waved away by the referee. It was a very physical game, lots of fouls, lots of stoppages. Suriname had the better of things for most of the first half. There was an issue here for Joachim Florent, who was able to recover as he battled the wind and the elements today. Florent played well in goal for Martinique, made several saves. Suriname continued to apply pressure, weren't able to put much on target with a lot of conviction despite the territorial edge. Florent was quick off his line a couple times as well. First opportunity for Martinique arrived midway through the first half. It was a good hit from Nolan Legrand and a good save by Vicente, who didn't have a ton to do in goal for Suriname, but was sharp when he needed to be. The first card of the match would be shown later in the first half to Tayron Joseph. One of 3 bookings that Martinique would receive today. Suriname ended without a card. Suriname, late in the first half, had a free kick just on the edge of the 18 for handball. And they weren't able to create anything from that free kick, though, as it was sent over the bar. So it was 0-0 at the half. Martinique did create just a bit of danger at the very end of the first half, as good work along the end line by Tayron Joseph, who was on that yellow card, but still was able to shimmy his way around a defender, but his pullback was blocked back out. Then in the second half, it was all very scrappy indeed. There was a free kick for Martinique, which didn't come to much. Suriname sent one over the bar. That was a great tackle by Dayan Angion to prevent a shot from Amoko Prefor. A couple shots that bounced in on Vicente, but it stayed 0-0 until late on, and this was the winning moment for Suriname. The goal by Amoko Prefor, who just was able to create that half yard of space in the attacking box and finished beautifully. And Suriname had a couple scares, but were able to see it out over the rest of the 11 minutes plus stoppage time, winning that late free kick that just about salted the game away. And so, with a third yellow card having been shown to Martinique, the game was up for them. Suriname should have scored a second with almost the last kick of the match. Free kick was fumbled by the goalkeeper, and then somehow another dramatic semifinal on a fun day of knockout soccer here in Concacaf, the Boys U-15 Championship League C, after Suriname scored a late goal to edge Martinique 1-0 in the first semifinal. Bonaire and Turks and Caicos taking to the pitch for the second semifinal, and it was nearly a perfect start for Bonaire. They created some early pressure in the first few minutes, and they came into this game as the slight favorites, but after that, it was Turks and Caicos who had much the better of the first half. And they got Bonaire off their game. They didn't allow Bonaire to play through the lines much, and they were increasingly able to get themselves forward, and they won a penalty 14 minutes in. Guerriere, bundled over from behind by Chatline, got up and planted the penalty straight in the back of the net, sending the keeper the wrong way. And it was such a very coolly dispatched penalty, and so Turks and Caicos took advantage and took a 1-0 lead. And again, for the rest of the first half, they were largely the better team. Bonaire struggled to get into their rhythm for much of the day. There was a free kick later on in the first half that tested Jamie Blanken, who was able to snatch it out of the sky. Guerriere had a pop from long range and put it over the bar. There weren't a whole lot of other clear-cut chances in the first half, but again, it was Bonaire struggling to create much after scoring so many goals in the group stage. And neat work by Turks and Caicos, especially from Guerriere, who was all over the pitch and probably was the man of the match today. This was offside late in the first half. Bonaire, for just a moment, thought that Martin might be in. Didn't turn out to be the case. It was a game with a lot of fouls, a lot of physicality, battles all over the pitch. Late in the first half, Bonaire would have a free kick, but they would put the subsequent header over the bar. There was a late booking on the stroke of halftime for Jalen Winklar. And then in the second half, there was a free kick won early on by Turks and Caicos on good work by Baston Darvel. 4 bookings on the day for Bonaire. This free kick It was the one time today that Edwin Garland looked uncertain for just a split second, dealing with that wind. But in the 42nd minute, the other big moment in the match arrived. A second penalty awarded to Turks and Caicos. And this time it was Idolin Gardner who was able to send the keeper the wrong way and put Turks and Caicos 2-0 up with 28 minutes to go. So impressed with the way both penalty takers took and scored their penalties for Turks and Caicos, looking so mature. This free kick resulted in a scary moment as Edwin Garland accidentally went through his own man. And then Turks and Caicos twice came so close to extending to 3-0 and putting this semifinal away. First one off the bar, this one seemingly headed towards goal, but somehow hit the inside of the post and stayed out. Guerriere that close to a second goal. Lots of frustration for Bonaire as they struggled to find any foothold in this game. But they were gifted one in the 59th minute. After more physical play and another shot from Turks and Caicos, it looked like they were just going to cruise home. But Turks and Caicos would find